Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Tonight we have a special guest whose relationship journey has been a public story, full of ups and downs. Please welcome the incredible actor and heartthrob, Chris.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Chris, it's a pleasure to have you. Let's get right into it. Your relationship journey has been quite the roller coaster. Let's start from the beginning. How did you ask out your first significant partner? Was it nerve-wracking?
Oh, definitely. I remember I had to muster a lot of courage to ask her out. It was a simple dinner date, but it felt like a big moment.
I can imagine. And once you asked her out, how did things progress? Did you have to chat her up to keep her interested?
Absolutely. We spent a lot of time talking, getting to know each other. I had to chat her up with genuine conversations, and luckily we hit it off right away.
That's great to hear. Now, being a public figure, did you ever find yourself in situations where people would hit on you or come on to you because of your fame?
Yes, it happens quite often. But I always try to stay grounded and focus on meaningful connections rather than superficial attention.
That's a good approach. Once you started hooking up and dating more seriously, how did you manage to go out and maintain a private life?
It's challenging. We tried to keep our outings low-key and spend a lot of time at home or in secluded places to avoid too much public scrutiny.
Privacy is crucial. As your relationship deepened, how did you ensure that you both got along well despite the busy schedules?
It was all about communication and making time for each other. We made sure to prioritize our relationship and spent quality time together whenever we could.
And when did you realize you were falling for her? Was there a specific moment?
I think it was gradual, but I remember a moment when we were just sitting and talking for hours. That's when I realized I was falling for her.
That's beautiful. Deciding to settle down is a big step. How did you two decide it was time to move in together?
We had been dating for a while, and it just felt right. We were spending most of our time together anyway, so moving in seemed like the natural next step.
Like any couple, I'm sure you had disagreements. How did you make up after those tough moments?
We always made sure to talk things out. Making up was important to both of us because we didn't want to let small issues grow into bigger problems.
And I'm sure there were times when you looked up to her. What were the qualities you admired most?
Her resilience and kindness. I always looked up to her for how she handled challenges with grace.
That's wonderful. But sometimes relationships face tough challenges. Did you ever feel like you were drifting apart or falling out of love?
Yes, there were times when we felt like we were drifting apart due to our hectic schedules. It was hard, but we tried to address it whenever we could.
Did you ever have moments where one of you felt like the other was leading them on or being dishonest?
We had our misunderstandings, but we always tried to clear things up and make sure we weren't leading each other on.
Trust is essential. How did you cope with any rumors or accusations of cheating, even if they weren't true?
It's tough, especially with the media. We had to trust each other and communicate openly about any concerns.
And after a breakup, how did you get over it and move on with your life?
It took time. Getting over someone you care about isn't easy, but focusing on personal growth and surrounding myself with supportive friends helped a lot.
Did you ever patch things up with her or think about getting back together?
We did try to patch things up a couple of times, and we even considered getting back together. But ultimately, we decided it was best to move on.
It's all part of the journey. How do you feel about your relationship now that you've moved on and grown apart?
I look back with gratitude for the good times we shared. We grew apart, but I cherish the memories and the lessons learned.
That's a healthy perspective. Now, in your new chapter, how are you approaching new relationships? Are you more cautious, or do you still hit it off quickly with new people?
I'm more mindful now. I take my time to get to know someone before jumping in. It's important to build a strong foundation.
Very wise. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Chris. It's been enlightening and inspiring.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Chris Evans. Stay tuned for more insightful conversations and stories. How about you try using some of these phrasal verbs to write your own story? Drop your creations in the comments below. Key phrases to talk about relationships.